Well, ahoy Cruise Nerds, and welcome back to DCL Cruise Nerd. And if you don't know me, my name is Megan, and I'm your host. But Mom and I are headed down to Fort Lauderdale. Alright, Cruise Nerds, like I mentioned, Mom and I are actually headed down to Fort Lauderdale for a cruise aboard the Disney Magic. And it is a 4-night Bahamian cruise. And we are actually going a day early because we wanted to make sure that we didn't hit any traffic, especially Cruise Nerds. This is my first time driving, and I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I'm a little excited as well as a little nervous. But I am excited to do a cruise with Mom. But in the meantime, we already got the car packed. It's about a 3-hour drive from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to be taking the Turnpike. So here we go, and I will see you down at our hotel. Alright, Cruise Nerds, we are now getting in the car and we're driving down to Fort Lauderdale. But it's about 3 hours approximately, depending on traffic, and we should be getting there about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So let's go ahead and start with the chit chat so we can beat the traffic and also take our time. Alright, Cruise Nerds, see you in Fort Lauderdale. Cruise Nerds. So Mom and I have made a pit stop here at one of the plazas. This is the West Palm Beach Plaza, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we wanted to use the restroom while we were here, and we also got Earl of Sandwich, and it's actually pretty decent on the prices. So about the same as Springs, around $10 roughly. But we're just waiting for them to prepare our order, and then we're going to put in our lunch chest and head down to our hotel. We've got about an hour out, but we got this on the way there, so we'll just eat once we get in and rest for the night. See you soon, Cruise Nerds. Ahoy Cruise Nerds, and welcome back. So today, like I mentioned earlier, and as y'all saw, it's like we traveled today, which is a day before our cruise, and we are staying in the Fairfield Suites and Inn by Marriott. I have the name right down here. It is actually not too far from the airport here in Fort Lauderdale, but I will go through all of this for the Fairfield in another vlog. But like I mentioned, we did travel down. It's about roughly 3 hours 15 minutes, 3.5, depending on traffic, from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, and that's buffering it with a little bit of traffic here and there. And it was actually a smooth ride. We went on the Turnpike. Now we're here, we're just doing a pre-night. We are taking our precautions. As y'all know, last trip didn't go as planned, and we of course had to decide to cancel. And that was on the Disney Wonder. And tomorrow we are going to Port Everglades to get on the Disney Magic. But in the meantime, Cruise Nerds, we are just going to rest up here for the night and go eat some dinner, which was our Earl sandwich. But in the meantime, Cruise Nerds, have a great night, and see y'all in a hot second. Well, a very good morning, cruise nerds. So the next morning it's Embarkation Day. Yay, I'm excited. And so we just went and had breakfast, and we got most of the stuff in the car. We're just wrapping up and making sure that we have everything, and make sure that we have our passports, IDs, and also our Disney Band Plus to make sure that they do get encoded. Now we are embarking on one terminal and debarking at a different terminal. Now this is only for the Disney Magic for this cruise and one other cruise due to how the cruises are docked, because today we're actually docked with the Disney Dream, which is at the Disney Cruise Line terminal. That's going to be a little confusing just because where we have to park and make sure that we get to the right place, that type of thing. So I will let you know how that experience goes later on. But I'm just going to go finish up, help Mama Ronnie, and then we'll be on our way to port, which is about, what did we say, Mama Ronnie? About
16 minutes.
16 minutes from the Fairfield Inn here at the airport. So, and like I mentioned when I came to you last night when we arrived, I will do a different recording for the Fairfield Inn, my reviews and what we thought about it, and also what is included and what's not included, and what you can get here at the hotel if needed, if you're doing a cruise, regardless if it's Disney, Carnival, or any cruise line that goes out of Port Everglades. But in the meantime, cruise nerds, let's get going. We gotta go to the port. Well, Ahoy Cruise Nerds, oh my god, we finally made it. That was so confusing. So, this rarely does happen where you park at one terminal, parking garage, and then get shuttled to another one. I won't go over that too much, but the Disney Dream is in the Disney Cruise Line terminal here at Fort Lauderdale, which is Terminal 26. And we are at Terminal 4 today. But when we get off, we're going to be at Terminal 26. So that's where we parked our car. And also I'm going to put the address or the link to the different port addresses down below for the Disney Cruise Line website, just so you know where to go if you are going by car or by taxi or by Uber. You know where to go exactly for that. But like I said, we are in the terminal. As you can tell behind me, we are inside the terminal finally. And we are just waiting to board. The process to get through security was actually pretty smooth. Their little scanners were not working to scan the QR code, but they did find us. They got us checked in, and then we went through security. And then after that, we got checked in. We got our magic bands encoded because we did have those with us. I do recommend try to have those with you in your bags, in your carry-on bags, just so you can have those ready to scan, so you don't have to worry about waiting in line later at guest services, because there might be a line. But right now we are just waiting. It is 11:12, so we believe that they will make the announcement for Family of the Day about 11:30. And then they'll board concierge and then boarding group 2 and on. So in the meantime, cruise nerds, we're just going to relax here until we get on the ship. See you around.
Disney Magic, please welcome aboard the Rich family.
The Berry family?
Yes. Disney Magic, please welcome aboard the Barry family.
It's updated to Soul Cat Lounge Cruise Nerds. Oh, it looks like they're going to be doing dining changes here too. Well, Ahoy Cruise Nerds, as y'all saw, we made it on. We got the welcome aboard Oh my god, cruise nerds, me and mom, we have to rewire our brains because when we were coming up the elevator to come up to Cabanas, we hit deck 10 thinking, where's deck 11? We're supposed to be on deck 11. However, we're like, oh, it's actually deck 9. So we're actually here early. We got about 12 minutes now before Cabanas inside opens. And we're already making friends, but I thought I'd give a little update. Oh my gosh, and I forget, everything is so different, cruise nerds. So if you've done a lot of cruises, you have to rewire your brain, kind of like us, to that ship. Now we got 3 different elevator sets instead of 2 sets of elevators on the bigger ships. But cruise nerds, it's just so good to be back on the classic ships. So we're just gonna grab a drink before we head in and go in and enjoy some lunch. So in the meantime, cruise nerds, see y'all for lunch. All right, cruise nerds, so while we're waiting, so Cabanas here is on deck 11F, which is right through the doors there. But the drink station is actually right here. Okay. And then we also have coffee and hot chocolate right over here. So here's the hot chocolate machine, if you can see that. Then they got whole milk. And it's Joffrey's coffee here. So Joffrey's right there. And then they got coffee and decaf. And then they got hot water, if you want to do hot chocolate with hot water. And again, that is Joffrey's Artisan Roasted Coffee. And then they also have the half and half, if you would rather have half and half for the coffee. And they got different teas. And there's the hot chocolate powder if you want to do hot chocolate powder instead. Different teas. And then of course the different sugars here. And then of course the stirs, syrups, or honey, that's fun. And let's take a look at some of the drinks here. So on this one they have of course the Coca-Cola products, water, lemonade, 0 sugar. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but the Acai blueberry, Coke Zero. And the only difference is that they have used iced tea unsweetened instead of the lemonade. And on this one they have ginger ale instead of the lemonade and also the fused iced tea. And then of course the cups. In the meantime, cruise nerds, we're gonna go eat lunch. Hi.
Check them out. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Alright, cruise nerds, so we're in the elevator. It's so tiny! I can't even see the showers out. Yeah. So we're so used to the, well, we've gotten used to the larger ships and the elevators. Okay, so here's a little bit more of Soul Cat here. Now, if you're a long seasoned cruiser like us, this used to be Promenade Lounge, and they still have the piano and everything here, carpet, and I love the flooring, like I said. It's really nice. This is based off of the movie Soul, which I haven't seen all of it, or seen that movie all the way. But I like how they did the chairs here too. Additional chairs. Same seating and everything, and they also have booths now. Now we're going back to midship to go ahead and drop off our luggage.
This is Captain Michele speaking to you from the navigation bridge. Thank you for your participation and cooperation to this safety brief. I hope you are now familiar with the location of your first.
Alright, cruise nerds, so we just finished with the drill outside, which we were at Assembly Station Inn. And here is the lounge cruise nerds. The lounge cruise nerds. Cruise nerds, I think I'm aging myself if I tell you that I remember how this used to be called Studio C back in the day. Yeah, that's definitely aging me. That's why I dye my hair now. Mom's laughing at me over here. But now we have right beside Studio C here on deck 4, we have the art gallery here with all the different paintings. Well, we're doing our window shopping, cruise nerds. Yeah, I might have to go need some more of that. That is the scent of the ship right there, cruise nerds. You can take home. So that's White Caps right here. And then of course you can see the atrium, almost called it Grand Hall. And then of course we got Mickey's Mainsail right here. And they got some cute stuff.